Mike Burlock here to talk to you. Feminists, specifically male feminists, think that all they have to do is bark an order to get what they want. And certainly what they need. I'm going to tell you a little story. Like a series of stories pertaining to my male feminist father to drive my point home. I have a lot of stories about my father, probably enough to sustain this channel for years. But I want to clear up what happened 2 weeks ago when I made those videos about calling 911 on my father, and because I want to move on. I want to go on and do other stuff on this channel. But I realize my subscriber base primarily is, most of them have been in the last year. So there's videos I made talking about my father and my family and my upbringing that they may not have seen. Specifically pertaining to stories about my father, when I started this channel, I think in 18, maybe 17. I started this channel, and one of the videos I made, I think in the first year or two, was telling the story about the time my father called the ambulance at 3 o'clock in the morning because he was in terrible pain. He had a boil on his butt. And I was thinking about that story this week, and something clicked in my brain and became clearer. When the cops drove us home from the hospital that morning, we missed school and everything that day, but all because of that boil on my dad's arse. But they made all four of us, my father and me and my two sisters, all of us ride in the back seat of the squad car for the ride home, that the police officer gave us a ride home. And I always, I wonder, why'd they make us all? They said it was a rule that nobody can ride shotgun with the officer. It was like a rule. But I suspect that they had to have understood what they were dealing with was not 3 children and an adult father. They were dealing with 4 children, and they couldn't be more correct. The topic for discussion back there behind that glass, that soundproof glass, with my father, was he was going on and on about how he farted in the doctor's face as he popped the boil. And of course, we're kids, so this is hilarious, you know. Anyways, as long as my father was laughing and having a good old time, I had no reason to fear his kicks and punches. I never respected him, not even in childhood. He was always a joke to me. My father had no idea how to use his God-given masculinity constructively. So whatever masculinity he did have went into those kicks and punches to me when I was a child. So, backing up a little bit, how my father got out of his incarcerated state. Apparently he had money in his own bank account, and with the assistance of my sister, he was able to get that money out and post his own bail. And then, this was like a couple of months ago, and then the months in that time, I was getting phone calls from strange numbers, because that's what he does. He gives my phone number to friends and acquaintances that he meets while incarcerated or coming out of incarceration. That's the story of my life. That goes back to when I was still a child. So I knew it was up. Early one morning, I did answer one call. Yeah, it's me. Click. Block number. Jeez. And then, that's why 2 weeks ago, Saturday, he showed up at my place, making demands. I gotta live here for a while. You got extra room? He didn't even ask. He just assumes because he needs. It'll just happen for him. That's the story. According to my brother-in-law, my father, the ladies at the bank love him. They absolutely love my father. So I thought, good. He could bank with the bank ladies then. Or he could bunk with the bank ladies then. There you go. The bank ladies will give him a place to live. In fact, if you're an intelligent human being, what it is probably is that these ladies at the bank love the 2 or 3 minutes of entertainment he provides when he goes into his bank. But you need an intelligent mind to figure that out. He called me a piece of shit at one point. He said the word, though, trying to keep this YouTube thing so they can't take it down. But he called me a piece of at one point. At which my reaction was, I was out on my deck, I looked up at the sky, I said, yes, please God, make this male feminist finally do something masculine in his pathetic life, even if that thing is disowning me. And I meant it too. If you're born male, here's some advice for you guys out there. If you were born a guy, don't follow your heart. Don't follow your heart. That's for females. Females can follow their heart. This world will destroy the man who follows his heart. Don't follow your heart, gentlemen. Follow your brain. Do yourself and the world a favor. But that is the philosophy that my father grew up on. If I want something, I just bark an order and I get it. I recall when he was incarcerated, when I first was living with my mom, when I was 14, 15 years old. I got a collect call from him, in the joint, on my grandparents' phone. And I don't know if you remember how phones worked back then, but the caller could give a short message about from the who was making a collect call. He'd give a short message to the person, and they have the option of accepting the charges or not. Well, this was the message I distinctly remember getting from my father when I was first living with my mom when I was like 14, 15. It's your father. It's Dad. You gotta press 0. Press 0 now! Word for word. That's what he said in that short little recording they let you do. Because he thinks that's all he has to do is bark an order. Press 0 now! I was thinking I'm ignorant and thinking I don't understand that I'll be accepting the charges on my grandparents' phone if I press 0. But that's how life went for him when he was a boy. All he had to do was say, I want, long enough, and somehow, some way, Mama, with her hefty retirement, because of the property she owned when she was a young woman in the 50s, would somehow make it happen for him. But even my father's mama did not have control over other human beings. For example, my mother, in the years after their divorce, the arguments I have to listen to, I've told this before on this channel, but I'm doing it again because my subscriber base has grown drastically in the last year. The arguments I had when I was like 8, I had to listen to my grandparents and my father have during our weekend visitations, because even though it was an hour and a half drive, we had to go visit Mama and Papa every week. But my grandfather would always yell at my grandmother, everything he wants, Mama get it for him. He wants car, Mama buy it for him. He wants house in the country, Mama get it for him. Now he wants woman, because that would be the argument. I want a woman. Mama, go get him a woman. We would laugh about this because it was funny. And it's still funny. But that was the life. That was the upbringing my father had. All he had to do was say, I want. And sooner or later, Mama would go to her bank account and make it happen for the boy. But thank God for me and for society and for all the intelligent people of the world. Only God has ultimate domain over each human being's fate on earth and beyond. So if my father honestly believed if he wanted something, all he had to do was bark an order. And definitely if he needed something, I need this. When most people are growing up, their parents give you chores. You have chores to do. One of my chores when I was 9 was to take out and put in my father's earring for him, because George Michael had one, so he had to have one too. But it was so difficult for the boy to put it in and take it out. Ooh, I can't do it. No, he wanted an earring, but in his mind, why should I go through the treachery of putting this thing in and taking it out when I can have my 9-year-old do it for me? I need it, and that's what it was, because then I didn't see him for several years because authorities took me and my sisters away, custody of us away from him. So I didn't see him for many, many years. And then I saw him one day. He showed up at the house. And it's a bad recording. It's a crappy tape and a crappy recorder. But I have audio evidence to back up what I'm about to say. Showed up at the house. I bet you thought I was in jail all this time. And by the way, you gotta help me put my hearing in. I says, who the hell was doing it all this time? Now he insists he did it himself, despite how difficult it was. But I had my suspicions. He received some assistance from his fellow incarcerees. Hey, Paul, I can put that earring in for you. Question is, what will you do for me? How far are you willing to go? Because I guarantee when this transaction is over, that earring won't be the only thing going in. But in that recording, I need it. I says, no, thank you, in the recording. I say, when he says, you gotta help me put me on, I say, no, thank you, but I need it. So, kind of like, bird just flew into my window. But that's like some of our elitist leaders today. Yeah, if we say if we say you need something or we need something, the government needs something. Yeah, we say something, you just shut up and you give us your vote every 2 and 4 years. You deplorable. Yeah, but I work 2 jobs to keep what I have. My father is a ward of the state. Oh, by the way, I wanted to thank my fellow taxpayers because my father is a ward of the state. I don't have to take care of him. He's a ward of the state. I already do take care of him, and so do you. Thank you, my fellow taxpayers. That's why I have family, in my immediate family, I have people who are, whether they know it or not, they are hypocrites. When I was a kid, I had to settle for I had to get eyeglasses, and I had to settle for plastic lens glasses that I didn't like. I thought they were nerdy, and I didn't like it. I wanted to get the metal ones, but unfortunately, being on government aid, all I could have were the plastic ones. And I remember when I got a little older, and that changed, and I could get the metal frames, and I was sharing this with an aunt of mine, and she pointed out the fact that, well, I wish they would have stuck with the plastic ones for you guys, because our tax dollars pay for that now that you can get the metal ones. And at the time, I was an up-and-coming, greedy, lazy little human being, child, 14, 15 years old. But looking back, I saw her, looking back now, and even 10 years ago, I saw her point. And as a matter of fact, I brought it up to her many years later. I remember when you said that. I see your point now that I am a worker, and I pay taxes. And I remember the ones I had they were plastic, and as a matter of fact, a cousin of mine popped the lenses out so she could use them to dress up as Garth one year for Halloween. But it just goes to show how much hypocrisy is in our world, even in people's immediate family. because this relative of mine still supports the Democratic Party, and from my viewpoint, a vote for Democratic leadership is a vote to support current government overreach and want even more of the same, even more government overreach. Anyways, I'm the only one in my immediate family who is not a ward of the state, so I don't have to do. I can just live my life and enjoy my home all to myself. I filled out a questionnaire recently for the Republican National Committee. I didn't send them any money. I was just marking the money section where it says other dollar amount. I mark other, cross out the dollar sign, and write in gave it the office, or just write in the word moral. But whether it's the DNC or the RNC, neither one of them need money. I already donated to America First, and grassroots. One of the questions on there was, do you support Joe Biden's policies in foreign or economic policy, foreign policy? And the answers are the options were yes, no, unsure. I marked no, and I had to refrain from the desire to write the word hell above the word no. But I don't get it. Billionaire donators are the only reason Joey has a political campaign for his reelection. Billionaire donators are the only reason Joey has a political campaign. That's why grassroots is crucial to make number 45 to become number 47. I remember an ad earlier on, about a month ago, where Trump was saying, "Yeah, I want you to donate $1, $5, but I know things are hard right now. You take care of your family first. You got to do that first." They stopped showing that ad. Now he's like, "Unfortunately, we need the funds." Yeah, this is going to take a grassroots effort. This is going to take a grassroots effort to take this country back from the Biden Communist Party. And Orange Man should use his money. Well, he already does. But, he needs to, he doesn't have to use all his money for that. He's got to save some of it. And there was a time I was right. Oh, yeah, he's a millionaire. He should use all his money for that. No. This is what people don't understand. If you have money, you have more problems, and people come after you. Besides, Trump needs to save his money to protect himself from these BS lawsuits left and right they're throwing at him. Yeah, somebody who's worked their whole life and acquired wealth has every right to have that wealth for themselves and their family. Me, I don't have a family, so I get to keep all my money for myself. There are a bunch of BS comments on that because Barron declined being of course he declined. He's the 18-year-old kid right now. Let him enjoy his young life. Jeez. Some people were saying, "Oh, Barron needs to distance himself from his criminal family and all this BS." And it's like, what the hell? Yeah, because heaven forbid America, we the people have a little bit of hope that we might get a leader who actually puts us first. Anyways, I'm just going to end this one with a prayer. Thank you, God, for answered prayers, unanswered prayers. Thank you that I never got addicted to drugs, alcohol, or nicotine. My only vice is food, which I am dealing with. And prayers for my father that he finds peace in my absence, a peace that I know can only come from you. In Jesus' name, amen.